Okay, tonight's video, as I reset my chronometer, is to compare 3 Flip Furies in various stages of modding. This is a standard Flip Fury. It will be loaded with 5 zombie strike darts and 1 accuracy dart, as I like to call it. The harder tip. It's a little heavier, but it's accurate. It tends to be used in revolvers because it can jam in most clips. So if you're thinking about different darts, this will give you an idea. And I'll be using Razzie Shop and Koosh darts in the future for a test to give you an idea what's better. But for now, I'm using those darts in this gun. I have a Nearly New Models spring and 3D printed rail on the bottom. And this one, the spring compresses, or I'm sorry, a spacer, and that spacer compresses the spring for a little better performance without doing the damage maybe an Orange Modworks spring would do, which is what's in this guy. And I'll be shooting it. And I'll let you hear how hard it is to prime. You can hear that thing fire, but it's harder to prime than the other two. So as you would expect, the basic one with nothing additional to it, primes pretty easy. And the priming on one with a spacer is a little harder, but not as hard as one with the Orange Modworks spring. So first of all, I'll show you performance of the standard. Would help if I actually flip to the... So nothing's been modded with this gun. It is straight up performance. Accuracy dart first. 63. Tends to be a little slower. 66. 69, 65, 58. One said 39. Sometimes I want this chronometer is working correctly. Okay, so you're seeing mid to low 60s. One apparently went 39, so maybe that's a misfire. So now we have the Springer, the compressed spring with the spacer edition. As I prime it, regular zombie strike dart first. 64, 77, 74, 63, but that was the accuracy dart, about the same strength as the accuracy dart without the spacer, 70. So you're probably looking at the same improvement in gun strength from a spacered gun, from a non-spacered gun, as you would see as moving a gun that you would shoot without an air restrictor from one that has an air restrictor. So you're looking at about a 10% increase in strength on average, although at the highest, maybe 15%, so 10 to 15% increase. Now, I think I have 1 dart left in here. I didn't fire, so let me rotate through it. 74. So, yeah, I'd say probably about anywhere between 10 and 15% increase in performance with just the spacer, and it's not that hard to prime. Okay, now the one that is, the big boy, that is hard to prime. There we go. Orange Modworks spring, but nothing else done to it. First shot. That would be 89. Oh, it would help if I put a dart in that one. Okay, there it goes. Let me rotate it. 55, that's the accuracy dart. That's why it hits so hard. 91, 83, 85, 82. Okay, now sometimes the higher spring can, as you can see, can cause some trouble in firing, but I usually don't have it. It's pretty rare that a dart won't go out. I had some issues with a strong arm I got from Orange Modworks. If they modded themselves, occasionally a dart will misfire, but when it fires, man, does it go. So you're looking at about 82 to 90 range, maybe in the mid-90s, when that's probably, if you're pretty good at math here, about a 30% increase. Sometimes it's more. So let's say 25 to 35% increase. So it takes more pressure on the internals, but it's a little harder to prime. So if you're in a competitive war, like Humans versus Zombies, and you're trying to prime this thing on the fly, it might get you, tagged and, turned into a zombie. So maybe the spacer is better for you. So it's something to consider. I don't want to buy a whole bunch of guns. I'll get a spacer, or I want something that's easier to prime. Heck, if you want power, Orange Mileworks works, but the spacer can help you a little bit, and you don't really notice the difference in it when it comes to trying to prime it by much. So that's the comparison of the 3 guns in their various forms. I did not remove the air restrictor at the back. I don't know if you can see it from this shot. Oh, that's just that's just the barrel as I drop my camera. But I did not remove the air restrictor at the back of the cylinder. So you could probably improve it by a couple of fractions, or maybe a couple of points on the feet per second. But I wouldn't go nuts on that. I think I've already proven at some point enough is enough when it comes to modding. If it's going to help it, do it. If it's going to be a cosmetic upgrade, you'll do it. But if you're just trying to scrape for seconds, get a better gun. And spend your time elsewhere. But that's the difference. And if you have any questions about how I did this or about the gun itself, leave it in the comments below. And thank you for your time.